If you've been finding yourself in a pattern of working really hard to the point of burnout and it's affecting your health, then you may want to tune into this video because we're going to be talking about how to stop the whole pattern of burnout in its tracks. One of the most common causes of dis-ease in the body is stress, yet we often don't know how to treat it in a way that yields lasting results. On top of all of this, our modern lifestyle encourages us to do and give more than our capacity. So we end up burning the candle at both ends. So then we might take a break from the job for a little bit, maybe take a little hiatus, or we choose a less stressful job. And for a time we feel better, but then the same pattern, the same cycle happens all over again, where we accumulate more responsibilities than our capacity to handle them. Or on the extreme, we suffer from burnout PTSD, where even the thought of doing any type of work creates a trauma response in us. So how do we find a balance between activity and rest? How do we go out there and share our gifts with the world and make an impact without feeling completely exhausted in the process? In this video, we're going to talk about how to do just that by addressing the emotional pattern of overwork, not by using affirmations or trying to calm ourselves down, but instead by using breathing practices and an understanding of how the spine works so that we can release this pattern and develop real resilience. I'm Karina, I'm a health and movement coach, and welcome to my channel where we discuss ways to elevate our physical, mental, and emotional wellness. The way that we breathe impacts the way that we feel and the emotional patterns that we adopt. And so many of us are stuck at an inhale where our rib cage is slightly lifted. This upregulates our nervous system, putting us into fight or flight, making us feel constantly anxious, fearful, or maybe just hyped up, maybe just a little excited, which can be a good thing at times, but we don't want to be excited all of the time. And to really feel into this, I invite you to exaggerate a rib cage lift like this. And the reason why I said to exaggerate this is because if you're already slightly stuck at a ribcage lift, you might not notice the difference unless you exaggerate it. Now try this. Try inhaling for 5 slow counts and then exhaling for 8 slow counts to the point where you feel your lowest most ribs blend into the rest of your abdomen and line up with your hip points. And notice the difference in feeling there, both physically and emotionally. This is where we really want to be. It has benefits for our nervous system and for stress management, but also on a physical level when we're no longer constantly in this hyperextended spinal position. We're no longer putting wear and tear on the spine, and our body often responds to how it's being treated with what we experience emotionally. So when we're no longer shearing our spine through constantly lifting our rib cage, then our emotional stress starts to dissipate as well. This is one of the reasons why low back pain is often associated with stress. Yes, emotional stress causes pain in the body, but it also works the other way around. So in order to break this pattern of overwhelm and then subsequent exhaustion and burnout, we want to make sure that we're not just inhaling fully, but exhaling fully as well. And then as we walk around and go about our day, we want to maintain this postural habit of allowing our bottom ribs to drop. Not where we're forcing them down, but where it's happening as a natural result of changing our breathing patterns. And this is something that is going to be a gradual process. Changing a pattern isn't something that happens in just one single moment and it's done. It's something that you have to revisit and check in on moment by moment. So at any particular time, notice how you're feeling. If you're ever feeling like you need to chase something or you need to overcompensate in some way, or you're feeling overwhelmed by everything that you have to do, notice how you're breathing and then complete your exhale. Training myself out of this ribcage lifting pattern took a little while because I have scoliosis, which is a 3-dimensional curvature of the spine. And if you have upper back scoliosis, called thoracic scoliosis, that means that there's a part of your upper back that is often flatter than normal. So that encourages a ribcage lift. So as I lengthen my spine, as I use tools to significantly reduce my scoliosis curve to the point where it's barely detectable now, and I might do a separate video on this specific topic of scoliosis for those who are experiencing this particular condition. But as I did that, and I also practiced this breathing pattern that we just talked about, I found myself getting out of this pattern of thinking that I needed to work myself to the bone in all of my commitments. I used to be in this pattern where I would get a job and then I would work extra hard to try to prove myself, then I would get burnt out and I would end up leaving the job. Then I would find another job and the pattern would happen all over again. But when I shifted my postural patterns and my breathing habits in this way, I found myself adopting a slow and steady approach to my work, which served me especially well as I was building my business, which I definitely did not want to be backing out of due to burnout. And anyone who is an entrepreneur will know that you really do have to commit over the long term to your business, often before you see any results. So as I was able to transform this emotional pattern towards work, I was able to develop a sustainable energy when working on my business and commit to it over the long term. Now, on a deeper level, when we're stuck at this inhale and we're lifting our rib cage and we're feeling the need to overwork, we're almost abandoning our own needs in order to prove ourselves to the external world, to get something out of it. And when we shift this, we start to complete our exhales. We shift our emotional state towards someone who honors their own needs and is able to be content in their own self-worth. And from that place, it's also going to be a lot easier to honor your own physical health needs. Good sleep, sound nutrition, mindful movement, so that you can go out there and make an impact in the world from a full cup. Now, if you're interested in this connection between posture and emotional patterns, I have another video linked here that goes into realigning your upper back around your heart space in order to attract more love, deal with loneliness, give and receive unconditional love. And if you're interested in a step-by-step plan on how to nourish yourself so that you have more energy and you're able to find more resilience in your body, then I have a masterclass that connects the three most important pillars of thriving health: mindset, movement, and nutrition, and what exactly to do for each of these. And it's called the Masterclass for Superhuman Level Health. I'll include the link to that in the description box. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone else who may also be dealing with this pattern of overwhelm and overwork and could benefit from seeing this. And if you want to learn about more ways to feel amazing in your body and your mind, then feel free to subscribe to this channel. Lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon.